Living in a nursing home is complicated, and you might not know the rights that you have or the rules that the nursing home has to follow. This can lead to feeling stuck or trapped, but the good news is that learning your options can help. Today on Elder Law Learn, we'll be discussing every resident's right to return to the community. Let's take a look. Hello and welcome to this week's Elder Law Learn. In one of our recent videos, we discussed the right to care planning participation, and included within that right, the requirement that nursing homes help residents with discharge planning, or planning to leave. You can review those videos for a refresher, but one important point that we learned was that if you want to leave, your nursing home is required to do their best to try to help you to plan. This includes if you want to return to living in the community, be that in a house that you own, in an apartment with friends or family, or any other living arrangement. In fact, one of the common calls we get at the Center for Elder Law and Justice is a resident asking how to start the process to leave. You should know that every resident who wants to has the right to live in the community, and every nursing home must help residents achieve their highest quality of life, including appropriate discharge planning to help you live in the community if that's your goal. There are limitations, of course. For example, if you have very complex care needs or require professional services for your care, it may not be as simple as asking to leave. The best place to begin is to contact your social worker to discuss your options. Let's consider some common questions. What if I need a wheelchair or other form of assistance? Do I have to stay in a nursing home? No, you cannot be disqualified from community living because you need a wheelchair. Care services or other accommodations can be arranged and planned for ahead of time during the discharge planning process, depending on your specific care needs. How will I pay for an apartment or community living arrangement? Your social worker can review your Social Security and other sources of income. Depending on your individual status and where you live in the country, there are many programs in place to help with funding. Your social worker should be able to get information about what arrangements are available and what types of funding might be accepted where you want to live. What if I'm having issues with Medicaid or other insurance refusing to cover potential care services in the community? If you're a resident of Western New York, the Center for Elder Law and Justice may be able to help. You can contact our office at 716-853-3087 to ask for help. What if I'm feeling trapped and my nursing home won't help or is only doing the bare minimum? If you've already spoken to your social worker and you still can't seem to get anywhere, you might consider filing a grievance with the facility or a formal complaint with another agency. You can watch our video on the topic. Residents anywhere in the United States can discuss their rights and personal situation with their local long-term care ombudsman, an advocacy resource for long-term care residents. Western New Yorkers who live in Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, or Niagara counties can contact their local ombudsman by calling 716-817-9222. Residents of New York State who would like additional resources on planning for community living can see our fact sheet on the topic in the description below. One other program available for any nursing home resident in New York State who would like to return to living in the community is the Open Doors Transition Program. This program has specialists who help nursing home residents overcome barriers to living in the community, including help finding accessible housing that meets their needs. New Yorkers can contact the Transition Center hotline by calling 844-545-7108. That's all for this week, and as always, thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe, and let us know what topics you'd like to see us cover in the future. Remember, the best way to protect your rights is to know them.